All right, welcome into episode 16 of the Avetts and Beyond. I'm Todd Emanuele, and I have a very special guest today. I'm very excited about this one. Took us a little bit to get on the call here, but my guest today is Cody Gentry. Cody, thanks so much for coming on with us.
Hey, pleasure's all mine, Todd.
With me. I'm us, I guess. But this is so cool because I have a feeling this is like one of those things that people are going to look back on and be like, remember before he was a star? Look at that. We could watch this video of him before he was a star. I think you're really going places.
I thought you were talking about you.
You're the me? Star. Nah, no. I know better than that. I just recently found your music on YouTube. And actually the first time I heard you was on with David Childers. You guys did a live stream.
That's right.
Was that back in November or something like that?
We've done a few. I think the last one, may have been sometime since COVID. All the months kind of run together, so it sounds right. Yeah. I think it was cold outside.
Time. No, you're not cold where you guys are. Time is not real anymore. By the way, ever since COVID, time's just not real. But I discovered you on that show you did, that live stream, and I honestly, I never heard of your music, never heard of you before. I'm like, oh, I'll watch this, whatever. I watch him like, man, this kid's good. Really impressive stuff. How old are you? Let me ask you that to start.
I'm 31.
You are young. Okay, I thought you were young. You got a young family. You're just starting out. What do you have, like a day job, or is music it right now for you?
No, I have a full day job. I've been fortunate ever since COVID to work from home, so it's been nice. I've been able to watch my family grow.
Yeah.
And play music. I have with the day job, it was always like, well, I'll just do this for a while. I'll sit at the kitchen table. I'll work. I'll play music, and I was like, it's like 3 years into it now, and I'm like, maybe I should get an office. But I'm still working at the kitchen table every day.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I worked from home for a while with my normal job, and I loved it. I just loved being here and not having to worry about driving to work, saving gas, and all that good stuff. Yeah, just being around the family more. So you write songs, and you're an amazing songwriter. When did you start realizing that this was something that you can do? Were you young? I mean, you are young. Were you a lot younger?
I think I've always written. I've always, I say always, about 5th grade is when I learned what poetry was.
Okay.
And so I just started kind of writing poetry. And I never really I didn't take the songwriting until I was probably 25. I just got married to my wife.
Wow, really?
Madeline. And we it kind of started as a hobby of, like, we were broke. We just started out, so we're like, what is something I can do to keep my mind kind of going? And I was listening to a lot of good music at the time, and I was like, I'll give this a shot. And so lines started coming, and then I just started going for it. So
way back cool. 6 years ago is when you started.
6 more years ago.
You're just a baby.
And it could have been before then. I was my dad growing up, he would always kind of change the lyrics to songs on the radio. So I probably wrote some novelty songs long before that. But
see, that's the creativity. It starts with that. If you're a creative person and you can do stuff like that, you can do anything. So
yeah, it's been good to me. Music has been really good to me my entire life. So it's been a fun ride so far.
Yeah, you've got a long way to go. So you say, you grew up listening to a lot of music. What inspired you? Who inspired you musically?
Yeah. So starting out, my dad and his brother actually were just huge fans of John Prine.
Okay.
And so John Prine, the song "Please Don't Bury Me" I think it was one of the first songs I ever knew every single lyric to. And there's a line in there that says, "Send my mouth way down south and kiss my ass goodbye." And it was the only time I could cuss in front of my parents. So
Nice.
so I was like, I would just belt that line out.
So that was your
Um,
favorite song, like, by far then probably, right?
oh yeah, yeah, and it came at such a good time when I learned it because my my uncle, my dad's brother, actually passed away, and so my dad was dealing with a lot of effects
Yeah.
of his passing, and that song was almost a release of like taking full ownership of death, and just being able to have some sort of outlet through that.
Yeah.
And I still remember the smile on his face every time he would sing it, so it's a good memory.
So is that a song that you try to play, like, in shows and stuff just to have that memory pop
You
up?
know, I think the only time I play it is when I'm around my brother.
Mm, okay.
And we'll just, we'll have a few beers and sing John Prine together.
That's
So
cool. So is your brother the guy I see on the other videos on YouTube with you singing harmony?
yep, yep. So he's on a few of them. We actually I'm trying to get him to sing a lot more. But I think he's still a little gun shy when it comes to singing, and um but
He
I mean
he's
he's
good.
phenomenal.
You guys sound great together.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the cool thing, and kind of talking about the Avett brothers too. That kind of, I guess, what they call the blood harmony.
Yeah,
No one,
yeah,
I don't know if there's anyone that has known my voice longer than my brother.
right.
So, he's always known my voice. I've known his since I was 2 years old, or since he was 2 years old. So, it was just always one of those things of, we were always together.
What I
So,
see when you guys are singing together on the videos that are on YouTube, um, there's always a point in the song where you smile at each other.
yeah, yeah.
Do you crack each other up, or is that just like, man, this is cool that we're doing this right now?
I think probably a little bit of both. He'll when we sing together, there's because he'll come and sing it. Sometimes I'll pull him up, and when I'm at gigs and stuff, and I'll get him to sing. But he always surprises me with something, and I don't know, not to get too sappy because he still a sibling rivalry,
Yeah,
but
sappy's
yeah.
good. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he has such a good sense of humor, and we both kind of have dry senses of humor. So we get inside jokes that we've had for years and stuff. So it's good.
Yeah, you got some great music out there. If
Yeah.
anyone's, thinking, "Oh, I gotta go on YouTube," is all your stuff on just on YouTube right now? Like, you don't have music elsewhere yet?
No, no. So
Man, come on,
I'm
we gotta get that
actually.
out there.
I know. It's been like a black cloud just following me everywhere. But fortunately, I've been working with Robert Childers, David's son,
Yeah,
a good bit on recording an album. So trying to get that finished up. I have some other stuff that I'm working on as well. So unfortunately, I think I can come on here and say by the end of this year, at some point in 2023,
let's
I'll
go.
have at least 10 songs on streaming services. So
That's exciting. And will you please come back on with me and we could talk about it and promote it and all that
absolutely,
good stuff? Okay.
yeah,
Now you mentioned David Childers. You guys have a friendship, obviously you and Robert and David. How did that all start?
yeah. So I'll say bef- well, before I go into it, David, I don't know if he would admit to it, but he is, I would say, the biggest mentor I have in music.
Nice.
Um,
Well, it's a
you
good
know,
one to
we
have
oh
too.
my, yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah.
When we met, I saw that he was actually coming in town with Kyle Petty. They came around and we're doing a bunch of shows together before COVID. So I reached out to Dolph Ramsor,
Hmm.
and I said, "Hey, I'd love to sell merch for him, to get in the show." And he's like, "Let me check with him." And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, sounds good." So actually, my brother and we both went and sold merch at a place called the Spinning Jenny in Greer. And ever since then, he's been like I started going around kind of selling merch for him a little bit. And one day I finally got the nerve up, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, I write songs. Can I send you some songs? Is that weird?" And he's like, "No, like, send them to me." So I did, and you know, it was probably a couple weeks before I heard anything back, and he sent me this beautiful, beautiful message about how, you know, it was so moving to him, and he loved it, and just to keep going, and you know, if there's anything he could do, let me know. And I was just like, at
Blown
that point,
away, right?
if I never did anything else, it was like, you know, it's all worth it, because you know, you know, his writing, his musical abilities are just insane.
It's off the charts, yeah. And I don't know if your ears were ringing on Saturday, but I was texting back and forth with David, and
Oh, were you?
I asked him to tell me about you and what he thought about you. And you want to hear the words that he said? He texted me this back. You
Yeah.
ready? He said, Cody is a natural born writer, storyteller, and singer. He does it because he has to. It's his purpose in life, and he embraces it. Those who hear him get the reward he labors for. That's cool.
Come on.
That's cool.
David's so sappy.
See, I was hoping I'd get like a tear out of you or something.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
If
but
you,
how cool is that to hear that from him?
it's incredible. You know, when you're playing to a wall, you know, and you're writing, and you have no idea. And so when I sent him those first songs,
Yeah.
I'd only written a handful that I liked, and he was like, send them to me, and I waited so long to send them, because I was like, I need to write more songs, because if he comes back and says these are garbage, I gotta have something else to give to him, you
Yeah,
know,
right.
or else I'm just done, you know. I'm completely toast. So so fortunately, what I had out there, he liked. So it was
And
good.
yeah, that's I really I thought that was cool that he said that about you, and
Incredible.
that he thinks that, and like he knows that you have this talent that we can all see, and I can't wait to hear what's coming from you, from your guitar. And get your brother involved too, man. Get him in the group or whatever you're planning on. Now you mentioned Dolph. Is there a chance this record could be like on Ramsour Records? Is that something you can divulge at this time? I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I don't, you know, it's not really even something that I've considered. My plan at this point of where I am is I'm gonna try to do everything I can, um kind of DIY, you
Okay.
know, with me at the helm, get a full experience of what it's like to record a record, find the sound on the record,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how
and
any of it
then
works with the record company. I imagine it's a totally different experience than what you're talking about.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, Todd, I don't either.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know, it's this is all a new thing for me. You know, what I like doing is I like writing, and you know, recording songs even are it can be fairly daunting. So,
yeah.
you know, I'm just trying to get through the baby steps of, you know, figuring this out for myself first, figuring out what I like, and
Yeah.
then, you know, maybe down the road presenting it to someone and saying, this is what I've done on my own, kind of thing. So no one has to kind of, you know, walk me through
Sure,
the
sure.
so,
Speaking of baby steps, there's also a video I saw of you playing the song "Chasing the Tide" with your son.
yeah.
That is such a great video. Is he musical? Because I mean, he was singing right along with you, and he was really little at that time.
Yeah, yeah, so he's 5 now. He's always loved music. And Chasing the Tide is one of those that I sing to him at bedtime. It's Chasing the Tide, and it's Blue Ridge Mountain Blues, which I'm not sure if you're aware of Blue
I
Ridge Mountain Blues,
I do
but
know that song because there's an Avett Brothers cover of it out there that I played on this show a few weeks ago. So it's an old
that's
one that's
right. That's
a
right.
Cracker Farm video that they did. It's a great song. I love that song.
Yeah, those are his two favorite. But he's a big reader, and
Yeah.
he loves to read. He's reading on like second and third grade level, way smarter than I ever was. So, but you know, he really does love music. Um, until like he's trying to watch a show and he tells me to, you know, go in the other room while I'm playing guitar.
I mean, he's 5. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids. I know how that is. Not that I am talented musically, but I've been told to leave the room plenty of times by my kids.
Yeah.
So has he played a guitar or anything yet? Is he picked up the guitar, mess around
Yeah,
with it?
I don't really know if he has much interest in it yet.
Yeah, he's little.
Yeah, he definitely enjoys. He's starting to experience all different types of music, and he's got friends, and his friends like music, so he likes music, and I'm just along for the ride to help out wherever I can with him. So
That's cool. All right. So one thing that I wanted to talk about, well, your whole family, your wife sings too, right? Or she was singing in a couple of videos with you that I
yeah,
saw.
she'll probably get mad at me for saying this, but she was actually in a choir all
Uh-oh.
throughout her youth. So she always says she can't sing, but I love when she sings with me.
That's a good answer right there. Good answer. Is she in earshot right now of you or no?
No.
No? Okay.
But she'll probably hear this later.
But
So
so that's an honest answer though. That's good. Good stuff. All right.
yeah.
So I posted the video of you singing with your son and I had some comments on it. And what this I don't know if you know this person or not. And I actually didn't get a name, but this would blow my mind. Someone said that a friend of hers named their son Gentry because of you. Did you know this?
What?
Somebody named their kid after you already.
No, no,
I, I I don't think she was making it up. I'm like, really? Wow, I should have asked for more information. Maybe I will, and I'll get back to you on it. But they said they named their son Gentry because of you
Well, all
watching
right,
your YouTube videos. I think that's pretty cool.
all right. Yeah, yeah, I think it's a better name than Cody. Not
But your
not not that.
your your name. When I first heard your name, I thought this guy. That's like a star name, and that's just your given name, right?
Yeah, I think my dad wanted a cowboy, and he got me instead. So,
Cody Gentry. It's a good name.
well, thank you.
You don't even have to change it or anything when you hit the big time. I also looked up thing because I was trying to figure out if there were other famous Gentrys, and that's maybe what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
And the number one most famous Gentry out there is Bobby Gentry, um, who sang what was the song? Oh, to Billy Joe. That's
that's
a
right.
great
Yeah,
song.
great.
Um, but she's only listed as a 5 out of 100 on the fan meter on this website of 100 most famous gentrys or something like that. You could easily get past 5 of 100
And
on
and
the
and I
fan
would
meter.
and I would I would put a caveat to that. It's not even her real name. So at
Oh,
least I was born with this. No shade to Bobby Gentry, but I was
I,
born with this.
well, that I did not know. I didn't look that far into it. I guess I should have done more research. So there you go. You may already be the most famous gentry out there. Someone named their kid after you.
Let's just keep expectations low at this point.
Yeah,
That sound
yeah,
good?
yeah. Let's get an album out first, right?
That's right.
Can you play something for us?
Sure.
I don't know what you have prepared or whatever you want to play. I would love to hear it.
Well, let's see. I came to this room in here, and I know you say it's not cold in South Carolina, but
I'm in central New York, so be careful with that answer on that.
today is the first day of spring,
Yeah.
and it's been one of the warmest winters, and this is like the coldest day we've had.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's doing numbers on my guitar here. So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
let's
we
see.
had about 6 inches of snow 2 days ago, and it's like 50 today. So it's
Really?
central New York this time of year. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, so you're around are you around Utica? Is that where
Yeah,
you are?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
about 20 minutes west of Utica.
Very
We're
cool.
we're about an hour east of Syracuse. I'm sure you've heard of Syracuse before too.
Yeah. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, so
Wait, you're really a Buffalo Bills fan?
yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
How
So
did
I
that happen?
I I was in the market. I was in the market for a team, and this
Josh
was
Allen came along, or
well, it was a couple of years ago. I guess Josh Allen had just gotten there. But there was a guy that I was really close with, and he was a Bills fan, and just super passionate about it, like from Buffalo. And I was like, was like, I'll be a Bills fan, and it's worked out. So
Well, be careful because they've been known to break hearts over the years.
your
You're
kids
too
and me.
young to remember the Super Bowl run back in the 90s.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What, four?
Four in a
Four in a
row.
row.
4 in a row, lost them all. It's
What an
tough.
accomplishment. What
But
an
how many
accomplishment.
teams can say they went to 4 straight Super Bowls? None.
Panthers can't.
Yeah. All right, so what are you going to play?
Well, I mean, while I'm here, we were talking about chasing the tide. Let's give this a shot. I haven't played it in a while, so
Okay.
we'll see how it goes.
All right, go for it.
Ooh, that's not good. All right.
You're copying
Ooh.
David Childers here. Half the interview we did, he was tuning his guitar, and I still joke with him about that. He laughs. Like we got to listen to him for like 15 minutes tuning his guitar.
Yeah, that's just the extra show, you know.
Yeah.
Little peek behind the curtain.
Free, all free show.
Can you hear this okay?
I can hear you fine. Yeah, it's all good.
There was a time when the skies were violins, and I tried to stretch my arms around the world to make it shake. I was shipping out a border, remember a March quarter in late December. I remember this being easier on me. Was it easier on you? Sing me a song about the green, green grass of home. Ease my mind through every shade of blue. When the undertow keeps pulling me 1,000 miles out to sea, I'm chasing the tide back to you. I could run as fast and sleep as sound on any piece of solid ground. Now port call's just a chance to stretch my legs, avoiding every chance of danger. Strangers met with hesitation. Just sit back, watch the boys unwind, shipping home every pretty thing I find. Sing me a song about the green, green grass of home. Ease my mind through every shade of blue. While the undertow keeps pulling me 1,000 miles out to sea, I'm chasing the tide back to you. God still paints the skies with many brushes. Are the Scussed boys still fishing from the rocks? The wishing well is littered with bold dreams of generations, and I'm lifting my prayers to the wind to hold his breath till I see you again. Sing me a song about the green, green grass of home. Ease my mind through every shade of blue. While the undertow keeps pulling me 1,000 miles out to sea, chasing the tide back to you. Oh, I'm chasing the tide back to you.
Beautiful, beautiful song.
Something like that. Thank you.
Great, man. That's great. Do you remember where you were when you wrote that? What you were thinking when you wrote it? I love to hear like the backstory on songs from artists. I know I always say this, people always have their own interpretation of music and stuff. I like to hear from the actual artist what it's about. I don't know. That's just me. I know a lot of other people probably think the same way. Tell me about that song.
So I have a friend. Actually, it's my brother's brother-in-law. So I like to call him my brother. He had a company called the Atlantic Surf, and they did a lot of fishing merch up in out of Cape Cod. So his tagline was "Chase the Tide," and
Nice.
he put something up one day and said, "No matter what your tide is, chase it."
Hmm.
And that just kind of got the whole ball rolling.
Get the gears turning in your head, right? Like, oh man, I
Yeah,
could do something with that.
yeah, and it kind of took me back to my dad was in the Navy, and he would write these letters to my mom,
Hmm.
um, and so they were just like beautiful love letters, like very sappy. And around this time, my wife and I were going through some really hard times with for fertility stuff. We actually she had just had a miscarriage with our daughter Collins,
Okay.
and I just remember this was like right during COVID, and it was like, you know, whatever reason, I just remember sitting at the kitchen table and this whole thing just pouring out
Yeah.
growing up and you know learning and learning about yourself and learning how to deal with hard times. So
Hmm.
that's a culmination of all of that is where that song came from. So
Well, it's amazing how something so difficult to deal with can turn into something so beautiful like that. I mean, it's just the art, the mind of an artistic person. That's just the way it works. You can turn something into something beautiful. That's a
yeah,
great song.
and I don't know if I've ever really told anyone the full story behind that. So
Wow, look at exclusive stuff here.
exclusive.
That's big. See, that's the stuff that people are going to look back at and be like, it's before Cody Gentry was big. He's telling personal stories like that on
Well,
some show.
you asked the good questions, Todd. It's all
Yeah,
you.
that was a great answer though. I love that. We're running out of time already. We only got like less than 10 minutes left here. Um, this is an Avett Brothers show. I go off the path with the Avett Brothers stuff, but you it turns out you're actually a fan of the Avett Brothers, right?
How could you not be?
Right. Well, I agree.
Yeah. So I learned about the Avet brothers. I think my second week of college. I went to a military school down here, and a friend of mine, his name's Brandon Murr. I just met him, and we're trying to do anything but to think about our current situation. So he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, listen to these guys. Like you're into music, listen to these guys." And it was like, the this was 2009. So we were listening to, Four Thieves Gone,
Yeah, sure.
all of kind of their earlier albums, and one of them that like was just like an escape for us was that Distraction Number 74. So it was, from there I became this huge fan. He was already a fan. And then my wife came along and she became a fan. And I think I've been to somewhere around 30 concerts.
Have you really? So you're a real fan. Okay.
And it sounds bad, but I don't think I've been since like before COVID.
Well,
So
a lot of people say that though. I mean, it's hard to get out and do stuff still.
yeah,
But you've been to 30 shows. That does qualify you as an official fan of the Avett Brothers. So
good.
is
Good.
Distraction 74, that was the first song that really jumped out at you, or what
Yeah,
really grabbed you?
yeah, it was that. It was I remember Smoking Our Lights was
Yeah,
a
great song.
really big one.
Yeah.
Just their ability to just set the scene without, basically using the scene as their emotions,
Yeah.
is something that I caught on to very quickly with them. So
Yeah, their music's something, and the fan base is amazing. And I'm guessing if you've been to so many shows, you know how they are. And that's why it's good for you to be on a show like this, because a lot of Avett Brothers fans listen to this. And if you can get in good with the fans of the band, they can really carry you along. And I'm not kidding. Like they're something else. They will support you. And
oh yeah, and it's something that I've already seen. They're also so loving
it's a
and
family.
supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never seen anything like it. So It's definitely a good group of folks to get in with here. Good. And your sound is perfect for it. I really see you going places. I keep saying that, but I really do. I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. Now, again, we're running out of time here, so I want to get to this quick. You picked 5 songs for me that are going to play around this interview when I edit it all together and play it back on Friday night.
Yeah.
Tell me the songs you picked and why you picked them. And you just told me one of them, Distraction 74. So you can start with that one.
Yeah. That it was such a launching off point for me of like, hey, like music is fun. And and it was a way that like it can take you so many different so many places with your emotions and just and you create bonds like with my one of my best friends in the world. We created a bond over Distraction 74 and all the songs around it. So that was kind of a launching off place. Another song, I think we covered it too, but Please Don't Bury Me by John Prine. And when I first started listening to the Avett Brothers, I realized that my roots, John Prine and Steve Goodman, all these people that I was listening to as a kid, it connect.
It all ties together, yeah.
And it was a mind blowing thing for me at the time. Another one, just a beautiful song, Brandy Carlisle's Sugar Tooth. And that's one, if you listen to the song, you're like bebopping along, and it's got a good chorus, and you're singing it, and you have no idea. You can absolutely love that song and have no idea what it's about.
Yeah.
But the lyrics in that song is basically it's talking about addiction and ultimately ending in an ultimate ending for the person in the song. So it shows the dichotomy of you can take such a sensitive subject and you can morph it into this like rockin' song, and people can sing along to it, and it can become a part of you.
Yeah.
And it hits in a completely different way.
She's amazing.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And the stuff that she's done with the Avett Brothers too.
Yeah. Again, it all comes together, right?
Perfect show for it.
Yeah.
Another one. Ted Hawkins. Are you familiar with Ted Hawkins?
I am not, and I'm going to be. I know you sent it to me. I haven't had a chance to listen yet. I'm going to check them out because
the song that I picked, and it's whenever someone's talking about like what kind of music do you play, he's one of the people that I think of where you can't really there's no genre that he fully fits into because he's got such a unique sound. And he's got an incredible story. I would anyone who listens, definitely go look him up. He was a brilliant guy. But he's got this like groove that he does, but the lyrics, they're just pure country music lyrics.
Yeah.
Especially in the song Happy Hour that I picked. That's like, where do you fit him? You can't fit him, but he's just here to have a good time and to make you smile in that one. So
I'm excited to check that one out. So I will look up his story as well. And was there one more?
Yeah, David, Breath or Blood.
Oh, that's right. How can we forget him?
yeah, that was one. That's one I don't know if he plays much at all anymore, but I think that one's on the same album as The Prettiest Thing, and it might be my favorite one on that album. But it's just an incredible song.
I love his music. He's so talented, such a nice guy, just like one of the nicest people I've ever met. And what a mentor for you to have.
Absolutely.
Like you said. How cool is that?
We're completely willing to help out wherever, whenever. So
so maybe you guys will record something together someday. Wouldn't that be cool?
That's the dream.
I'm gonna mention that to him next week when he's on my show next week. He's scheduled to be on as my guest again, and I'm gonna suggest that and see. I'm guessing he'll be for it. So he likes you. So
if you keep doing this, Todd, you might become my agent here.
Hey, I'm open and available whenever. Please come back on with me again. I would love to make this a regular thing. As we watch you grow, get rid of the day job and do this full time, man. Excited to see where you're going. I keep saying that. I sound like such a fan.
No, it's great. Yeah.
I can't wait for that album. Really, really exciting stuff. So thank you for your time today. Go hang out with your family and make some more music on your front porch. Oh, wait, one more question. I got like 1 minute left here.
Yeah.
What is the leg song? I keep seeing you have like a t-shirt for sale that says play the leg song. What is the leg song? I can't find it anywhere.
We have 1 minute.
I have 1 minute and 5 seconds. Go.
All right, check it out. This has never been played on any sort of live thing.
Another exclusive.
I'm only going to be able to play one verse in the chorus, but we're just going to do it real quick.
All right, go.
All right. Well, there's a man I know named Seth Duro. Well, he's the coolest cat in the town. Ain't got no money, and I know it sounds funny how much he got around. Well, he ain't no con man and he ain't no crook, but he got friends in the ladies' jail. Using mugshot pictures like a little black book, and he bids them when they out on bail. He said, baby, throw some leg on me. Baby, throw some leg on me.
Love it.
Well, your time here's short, but my loving is sweet. Baby, throw some leg on me.
All right, you got to play the rest of that some other time for me because we're running